All right, Mike, it's time for the top 5. Anything Fuji related, though now that I realize that, I didn't even think about John Forte, but he probably wouldn't have been on there anyways.
Damn,
John
why is John
Forte
Forte catching strays?
wait, he had, like, a crazy history, right? Like, because I remember the first album, because he's on the Carnival a lot, and he's
Mhm,
really good on the
mhm,
Carnival, and then he put out his own album,
mhm.
and then he get, like, arrested or something?
Yeah, he was in jail for, a number of years for, drug trafficking.
Wow.
I
That's
tried to get him
crazy.
on detoxicity, and he said no.
Really?
Yep.
He doesn't wanna tell any stories? Well, I mean, but
Me
you weren't I mean, you're probably gonna ask him a little bit, but it's more about,
I mean, that's
how do
part
you
of the
how
story.
do you come back from that, right?
Yeah,
Like, how are
yeah,
you handling that, and how are you being a human being these
yeah.
days? Wow. How did you so you had some sort of hookup with him?
I reached out to his PR person,
Got it.
just, like, found him on, on IG, and it had his PR information in the bio. So I was just like, you know, it's not like I'm trying to get Wyclef on the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's check it out. And yeah, through his PR person, he declined.
You asked Wyclef to come on, and he's bringing the bubble goose, and
Oh
he's trying to
god, I'm
sing.
not yeah, I don't know if I want to interview Wyclef. I feel like I get stonewalled.
You get mad he'll be mad dogging you.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "What's Clef got to do with
Do
it,
with
man?"
it. I forgot the Clef LL beef.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot about that. That is a time in history.
Yep, he was involved with the cannabis in LL, and all of a sudden, LL just brought him in. He's like, "You Bob Marley impasta."
Right, Rasta and Pasta.
Alright, that's not what we were brought on to talk about, though. We're doing our top 5 Fugees related, so anything related to Lauryn, Wyclef, and Pras, and that is in our top 5, for Fugees records. Why don't you kick it off? What is your number 5?
Okay, so from my number 5, I picked a record that was produced by a Fuji, um, and I guess Wyclef is on it sort of in the background, but my number 5 was "My Love Is Your Love" by Whitney Houston.
Oh, wow. How much did he produce on that album?
Just I think the one song.
Just
He
that
did
one
one
song?
song, Lauren did one song.
Because that was the first single of the album, wasn't it?
Nah, it was a later single.
Okay, well, or was it
Um,
the name of the album?
it was the name of the album, yeah,
Okay, that's what it was.
yeah.
Yeah, man,
Um,
there was a moment where I feel like that album should have been, I don't know if it's better, but, like, more accepting, like, there's something about that time frame in Whitney where we're just pulling for her, and there's an opportunity, and that album is good,
yeah, it's
but
good.
it could have been, like, insane, and I don't think it reached what in my mind, what I thought that album should have been, but that's
I
a
I
great pick.
I remember reading somewhere that that album was recorded in, like, 2 weeks or some ridiculous number like that. They're just like, "Yo, you need to stop making movies, stop making soundtracks, you need to make a studio album," and they just kinda, like they recorded it, got it, like, fresh off the presses and put it out, like, right away. So with a little bit more time, it could have been better, I think, but it's still a solid record.
Now that I think about it, and this is not on my list, by the way, I don't know if this is on your list, but Lauryn Hill produces "A Rose Is Still a Rose," which is a really good Aretha Franklin song.
It's on my list.
Okay, good. This is I forgot about these songs, which is probably why they weren't on my list. Okay,
Right.
my number 5 is a song that we mentioned on, the Lauryn Hill Miseducation episode, Guantanamera, where Lauryn and Wyclef are both on the album.
Yeah.
It is a unique song because of how it's produced. Like, it's like you weren't hearing a ton of that stuff in hip hop at that time
Nah.
when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, you talk
Standing at
about
the bar with a Cuban cigar, man.
sure. You talk about, the influence of Latin music and popular culture now, again, where Bad Bunny is the number 1 artist in the world,
Yep.
and, back in the day when this record came out and they got Celia Cruz to be on it and, it
Sh
was
Amazing.
yeah, very unique for its time, and if I remember correctly, they performed it on the Grammys the next year with Celia Cruz and did, like, this whole production. So yeah, great record.
Incredible. Alright, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is a rose is still a rose. It's,
There we
you
go.
know, Aretha's hasn't put out a record in a couple of years. She, at this point, is in her 50s, mid-50s,
This is like 99?
98, I think.
98? 98,
Yeah.
okay. So
Um,
the Lauren is still at her peak powers.
yeah. Aretha's like 55, 56 years old, so, not the age anyone would expect somebody to still be like contemporary in music. But Lauren gave her this song, which is very much a story song, about a woman who's going through heartbreak. And Aretha's playing like a matronly character, being like, "Look, you're still a flower. This will pass." It's a very like I don't know. To me, it's like the perfect record, and it's
Mhm.
got like, and it's not, it's contemporary, right? It's got flavor to it. It's got a beat. The beat knocks. Aretha's like riding the beat. It's a perfectly well done like synthesis of like classic soul, a little bit of hip hop, and Aretha in her pocket.
Okay, my number 4 is probably not, very high on your list, I'm guessing, but I get a kick out of this song because it reminds me of, like, 1997, and as Wyclef again, "We're Trying to Stay
Trying to stay
Alive."
alive. I almost put that on my list.
I still just love that song.
I
Like,
mean,
so
it's
the
Wyclef trying to be puffy.
one thing about the carnival, and I remember even people who you wouldn't think were hip hop fans really love that album. And okay, when I say that, it's mostly like white people who aren't rap
Yes,
fans, right?
but it's like Wyclef is playing guitar. He's
Yes.
got Celia Cruz on the record. He's got the Neville Brothers on the record. There are a couple of songs at the end that are completely in Haitian Creole.
Yes.
It's just this very like melting pot of a record that has all these different like influences. And then the first single, this is the era where there's like Mo Money, Mo Problems, and all these songs that are very much like loop a popular record, rap over it. It's going to be a
Yes. Yes. Now, the thing about this album, and I very clearly remember this, like we're all in our early 20s, and a coworker is like, the one album I can throw on at my little house party that everyone rocks with is The Carnival.
Was this a white person?
Yes.
Was this Andy?
No, it wasn't Andy. The same company though.
Because
Yeah, I don't Andy wasn't there yet.
Andy seems to me to be the type of person that would, in his younger years, would throw on a carnival at a house party.
But that album, it probably, today, like, I'm not sure how many people are still rocking the Carnival, but,
It's a
it
dope
was
record.
in its time, it was fantastic, and I think it crossed some barriers that I was surprised that it crossed. Like, when he said that, I was like, "Really? Like, the Carnival? Like, this is not a, this is not a rap album that makes, people think, people who are not rap fans think they're cool or something." It's like so many different things going on. So I was just so surprised that he liked it as much as he did.
Yeah.
All right, what's your 3?
My 3 is Ready or Not from the
Okay.
score. I love the Enya sample. Um, I love the lyrics. Even like Pras comes off a little bit on this record. Like his verse is kind of dope. Um, it's just to me like the perfect Fugees hip hop song.
Lauren says she plays her enemies like a game of
Game of
chess.
chess.
Wyclef should have saw Miseducation coming, man.
Oh man.
Number 3 for me is X Factor. I think it's like, I think the video also, because of the videos in my mind,
Mm.
it also adds to just the heartbreak and the sweaty drippiness of that song for me. Um, I'm not sure, like, from a slow jams perspective, it isn't a lovey-dovey song, it is a what was kind of song,
Right.
but I just think it's so powerful, and, I still really enjoy that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Alright, what's your number 2?
So on my list, my number 2 is actually "We Trying to Stay Alive," so I played myself, I lied. Um, uh, I don't know, man, and Imma leave it. It's such a fun record. The video is silly and fun.
Yes.
It's just, very much like the summertime kinda like leave your cares behind.
You're your previous description of him trying to get his Puffy on is right on the money, and at the time, I'm not sure well, 2 things. 1, I think most hardcore hip hop heads from day 1 didn't like Puff Daddy because he couldn't rap, like,
Right,
from day 1.
right,
So Wyclef as an alternate version, Wyclef is actually a musician,
right.
right? So there's chops there. And secondly, because Puffy was even in '97 so overexposed, Wyclef doing his thing in the same kind of way, he wasn't all up in the music videos, right? Like he was still kind of he was famous for the Fugees, but as a solo, he was kind of underneath somebody like Puffy, who like everyone is sick of by that time.
Right.
I
Well,
think it worked on those levels too.
yeah, I mean, Wyclef was always an artist first. Whereas, Puff was an executive who was like, "Oh, how can I get more shine? I'm gonna be an artist." Um,
I mean, there are because of this aforementioned documentary about Sean Combs that is out right now on Netflix as we record this. When
yeah,
this
as we
is
record this, because I think that shit's gonna get taken down.
when this is released, this podcast is released, it'll be a couple months later, but the current meme that is all in my IG stories or in my IG feed is making fun of Puffy dancing, when he's singing the Biggie
Oh,
song,
I'll
you know,
be
the
missing
song,
you.
"I'll Be
Yeah, I've
Missing You"
seen
song,
that on
coming out
IG.
dancing, and, like, you have all of these people doing these Instagram reels of, like, "Oh, you know, I'm at this funeral, and here's how I'm gonna show you how sad I am," and they come out dancing, you know,
Right.
like he was.
Yeah.
And I think Faith Evans has come out and said that she didn't wanna sing that on that performance, and he was, like, very forceful in getting her to sing on that performance because she was just too heartbroken.
Right.
And so, yeah, just yeah, I think you know the thing about the Puffy thing, and this is not a Puffy episode, but so many people were turned off by him even back then
Yeah. I didn't like Puffy back then.
that
Like, to
you
me,
this
I was very much like a hip hop purist.
yeah,
And to me, Puffy was coming at it from a place of he's not an artist.
you're
He's
also a
not
music purist though at
right,
the same time, so
right,
it's both.
right. It's like he's not writing his own rhymes, and writing your own rhymes was very much like a sacred institution of hip hop. You're you're not an artist. You're coming at it from an executive standpoint that wants to be a star. You have no investment in the advancement of music or the advancement of art at all. Like, you're just taking these records that were great anyway and kind of like mumbling shit over them, and they're getting popular off the strength of your personality and the power of the old record.
Mhm,
So there's always, and obviously a lot of people are going to say this in retrospect, but for me, even back then, I had a hard time with anything bad boy related because it just seemed so like lowest common denominator.
mhm. Yeah.
But
I mean, that taking advantage of the Biggie and Tupac beef,
yeah,
like, that's how his career is made.
yeah, and you know, Biggie and we're gonna get to this at another point, but Biggie and Pac were really like the first two big rappers to like get cut down in the prime of their lives and careers, and it just felt like having those things happen back to back was just setting like a dangerous precedent. Um, but to like go back to the Fugees for a second and talk about Wyclef as a black person of Caribbean descent, I do think that there's a difference uh in like, obviously, black people, nobody's a monolith. Black people are not a monolith. But I think that there's like a black American experience for that, for like Gen X, which I think the two of us and Wyclef are all a part of, and Lauren. And there's a Caribbean black experience, and those
Mhm,
are two kind of different things. And I think the corniness is a part of uh the Black Caribbean experience because we were colonized for a lot longer, and our influences, if your family came from the old country in the 60s or the 70s, there's still very much a sort of European culture in the background there. So
Mhm,
you can sample the Bee Gees, you can make a record with Kenny Rogers, and while it may seem corny, it's also like all the old Trinidadian and Jamaican ladies in my neighborhood growing up listened to, adult contemporary light FM Kenny Rogers music. Like
mhm.
that's what they grew up listening to. So it's very natural. Like it's a natural you know, they're naturally expressing Wyclef is naturally expressing what's kind of in his upbringing. It's not being corny for the sake of being corny, but he's Haitian. I'm pretty sure his parents were listening to, and him and his, cousins or whatever were listening to things like Kenny Rogers when they were kids.
Alright, my number 2 is, "Killing Me Softly" because I think it's just a powerhouse. It's that A Star Is Born moment
No,
in just listening to it. Even still today, when I listen to it, I'm just like, "This is incredible."
it's so great. I mean, Roberta Flack passed away earlier, a few months ago, and I listened to Killing Me her version of Killing Me Softly, and I was like, "Fuck this, man. I'm going to listen to the Fugees," and just
Yeah. Alright, what's your number 1?
I forgot about Killing Me Softly for some reason. But my number 1 was Lost Ones.
It's awesome.
I've already spoken at length about how much I like that song, but again, it's just Lauryn Hill telling you how dope an MC she is. Like, it's just a masterclass.
A groupie call, you fall from temptation, now
Yeah,
you wanna
all
ball
out for
over
separation.
separation,
Yeah,
and not ball, B-A-L-L,
BAWF.
B-A-W-L. She was
Yes.
calling him a crybaby,
Yep,
man.
yep.
She was, like, on fire on that album. My number 1, and this is a little bit of a cheat code because this song is not easily available to find. Rumble in the Jungle, which is the Fugees, A Tribe Called Quest, and is Busta Rhymes on that one too?
Mhm. It's Fugees, Tribe Called Quest, and Busta Rhymes.
It's like a special song because it's not easily found ananywhere. Like, even
Is
like,
it
you can
on
find the
streaming?
music video on YouTube, once and again.
Okay.
I have not seen if it's on
I'm looking
I
on
know
Apple Music
when I
now.
used to find it, on Apple Music, it was as part of, like, some sort of compilation,
Yeah. It is
and
not on streaming.
yeah, it's a hard one. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's from the soundtrack to When We Were Kings, which I believe was like a documentary about, the Thrilla in Manila.
It's fantastic, by the way.
Is it?
No, it's, Rumble in the Jungle. It's the, Ali and Foreman fight in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that movie, um, is awesome, the documentary,
Mhm.
and then when you had that song attached to that movie, it was a fantastic sort of, like, this thing happens in the '70s, and there's James Brown is a big part of this thing, and then you blend the Fugees and A Tribe Called Quest together as like here we are 30 years later or whatever, 20 some odd years later. Like it made that feel new because the
Yeah,
documentary is based on something that had happened, over 20 years prior. And then you bring in that song, which is I still think it's awesome. It's just also so hard to find. Like you
yeah,
can't find it anywhere. So
yes.
it also might just be because I haven't heard it as many times as some of these other songs.
It hasn't had the time to get played out yet.
Right, right. But like imagine like A Tribe Called Quest, who near and dear to my heart, and the Fugees, who were just about, you know, the biggest group at that time, like, together on one
One
song, like, it's
record.
like a
Yeah.
dream team, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Alright, man. We did another one of
We did
these.
it. We got through all 5.
Yeah, we got through all 5. I think we're putting playlists of this stuff together too. So, by the way, 50for50.net. You can find all of our stuff there and find us on YouTube and your podcast feeds. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. And I've said this before, we will read them on air if we as we see them. So we will see y'all at some point in the very near future. For Mike, I'm Double G. See you when we see you. Peace out.